Sir, mic on.
So after Bloom's taxonomy, our session will move on to designing of course outcomes. So this is one of the most important tasks of curriculum design, because while you are preparing the course, while preparing the course itself, you will prepare course outcomes. So I will tell you what we are doing now and what actually is supposed to do. So right now we are following APSHI and JNTU. They will give you guidelines regarding the curriculum of a particular semester. Say for example, these are the courses supposed to be there. Sometimes APSHI will give you a choice. Pick any 2 or 3 courses from the list. Like that they will give you APSHI. So what we are doing now is after selecting the courses of the semester, we are simply collecting the course content. That's what we are calling Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, from various sources. Various sources is a classical word, isn't it? We are collecting the course content from various sources and we are placing in an order from Unit 1 through Unit 5. After this, by observing the content of the Unit 1, we are preparing a course outcome which essentially represents the central theme of that unit. By selecting one of the levels of taxonomy, that depends on at what level you want to assess the student. That will be decided by BOS, Board of Studies, and academic councils. They will decide it. After that, you are choosing one of the work from that level and framing a CO. So you are maintaining a minimum of 5 COs currently. Some courses might have 6. This is what we are doing. But this is not what I am solely supposed to do. That is not OBE. What we are doing is not OBE. As you might know the word reverse engineering. That is what we are doing actually. But what actually supposed to do Now I will tell you what actually supposed to do. What we are doing now, that's what we discuss now. Now we will move on to what supposed to do. According to OBE, when will a course outcome will be prepared? You may wonder, the course outcome supposed to prepare before the preparation of the course syllabus itself. How many of you know this? Are you getting me? Preparation of course outcome should be done before syllabus preparation itself. That is the way of OBE. But what we are doing now, first we are preparing the content, that is syllabus, and based on that content, we are framing a 2 to 3 line CO. That's why I call it as reverse engineering. That is not the way. So, okay. In fact, we should start from, you observe this structure, you just observe this. Here, actually, at this level, we missed one more level. Vision of the institution. So you are all familiar with our vision and missions. They are everywhere. Classrooms, staff rooms, corridors, everywhere. And in fact, some of the staff members by-hearted them also during MBA visit. So a regular practice in almost every college. Okay. So actually, at this level we have a vision. Above that also there is levels. In fact, if the implementation of the OBE took place from top to bottom means from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, central government, state government, everything. If you implement OBE continuously, your institutional vision should be in line with the state vision. And your state vision, educational vision or policy should be in line with the center. So those are the levels above this. The core level will stand at central level. So now you tell me, preparation of course learning outcome or course outcome is linked to country's vision, not institutional vision actually. This kind of OBE system is being run by few countries. Already they are run. One of the finest examples is Singapore. Of course, country is very small country, so that they might have control better than us. But they are being implementing OBE from top to bottom. Not even USA. In USA also, there are problems like India. In India, in 2018 and 19, actually, central government started a project. Everybody knows it. NEP 2020. They planned and from 17 onwards actually, and they supposed to start in 2020. That is the reason why it is called NEP 2020. Of course, it is now 2026, but still the process is not completed, not partly also. The reason is the education system in India is not streamlined. It is not streamlined. Every state government has the control over the education system within their state. Every state has their own government. Your own government means different parties. They have their own priorities. For example, if you take Telangana, it is led by Congress. I'm not talking about the political parties. But what I want to convey is they are strictly opposing NEP 2020. They are not ready to implement it. If you take the 10th class papers, recently completed 10th class papers in AP and Telangana, you can clearly observe it. Our papers are trying to inline, not completely inline so far, with CBSE, Central Board. But Telangana papers are completely different. They are not in line with NEP 2020. So, in such situations, we cannot make it possible to implement OBE from top to bottom. Anyway, I will tell you the philosophy, whether it is being implemented or not, that is secondary. So, at least we stop at the institutional level. We won't go to state level or central level or country level, forget about it. Actually, the system supposed to be like that. The entire education system should be in line. Okay? So, we will start with the mission. Already there are statements. The mission, a single statement usually there. Below that, there are vision statements. So the next level, actually, this is. Usually, vision statements are two or more than two, depends on the vision and the institutional policies. That depends on mission will be depends on completely institutional policies. So we have three mission statements. For unnecessary, we have three vision statements. You might see all those statements also. So what are these mission statements? What is the purpose of designing the mission statements? If you observe carefully the mission statements, the purpose of the mission statements is to reach the vision of the institute. Purpose of the mission. The mission is to reach the vision. Mission itself is to reach the vision of the institution. So our institution has a definite vision. So to reach that vision, what are the steps to be followed? That will be usually listed out in mission statements. So from the mission statements, if you come down, you have PEO, Program Educational Objective. I think already program educational objectives you might add in the previous sessions, I don't know. But I will brief it out. It is the career accomplishment of the graduate after 4 to 5 years completion of his graduation. సింపుల్గా చెప్పాలంటే ఒక గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ నుంచి రిలీవ్ అయిపోయి బయటకు వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత 4 years తర్వాత అట్లీస్ట్ 4 to 5 ఫిక్స్డ్ కాదు అనుకుంటా 4 years తర్వాత సే ఈ పర్టికులర్ గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ కెరియర్ వైజ్ గా ఎలాంటి పొజిషన్ లో ఉండాలి అని మీరు అనుకుంటున్నారు మీరు ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ ఎట్ ది ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ దట్ ఈస్ ది కెరియర్ అకంప్లిష్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ సో ద బఫర్ పీరియడ్ 4 to 5 years is being given in view of outside circumstances In fact, ABET and New York Accord a winner. So when they are being brought into Indian education system, the buffer period is 2 to 3 years. After completion of nearly 20 to 30 years, the buffer period also increased. It is becoming difficult for the graduate to accommodate himself in a comfortable position. Accomplishment, that is what we are calling accomplishment. So the accomplishment ఏ లెవెల్లో ఉండాలి అనేది విజన్ అండ్ మిషన్ ఫ్రేమ్ చేస్తున్నాయి. In line with the mission statements, you must prepare PEO, Program Educational Objective. Objective of the program, simply. Program Educational Objective అంటే మీ ప్రోగ్రామ్ కి సంబంధించిన ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఏంటి? ఒక ఎలక్ట్రానిక్స్ అండ్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఇంజనీర్ చదువుతున్న స్టూడెంట్ ఆఫ్టర్ కంప్లీషన్ ఆఫ్ గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ ఏ పొజిషన్ లో ఉండాలి 4 years తర్వాత అని మీరు అనుకుంటున్నారు, ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ అనుకుంటుంది. Whether the student reached the accomplishment or not, that is secondary. That must also taken into consideration while you are estimating the attainments. In fact, 4 years తర్వాత ఇక్కడ నుంచి రిలీవ్ అయిపోయి వెళ్ళిపోయిన కుర్రాడు 20లో రిలీవ్ అయిపోయి వెళ్ళిపోయాడు, 25లో ఆ కుర్రాడు సెట్ అయిపోయాడా లేదా, అకంప్లిష్మెంట్ రీచ్ అయ్యాడా లేదా, గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ మినిమం చెప్తున్నది అక్కడ 5 years లో CEO అయిపోయాడు అందరికీ తెలుసు. బట్ ఒక ఇంజనీరింగ్ గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ ఈ కరెంట్ సినారియో when he or she moved out of the institution after completion of the graduation, whether they are able to accomplish it or not. 4 years అంటే దాని అర్థం ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు చెప్తున్నా అర్థం ఏంటంటే 4 years తర్వాత గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ ఎఫెక్ట్ కూడా ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ మీద ఉంటుంది. దట్ మస్ట్ ఆల్సో టేకెన్ ఇంటూ కన్సిడరేషన్. మనం కామన్ గా మనకు ఉండే విజన్ అంటే ఒకసారి టీసీ తీసుకుని బయటకు వెళ్ళిపోయాడంటే స్టూడెంట్ he will become alumni. Of course he will become alumni. That is not the only thing. Accomplishment, career accomplishment రీచ్ అయ్యాడా లేదా అనేది కూడా ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ కౌంట్ చేసుకోవాలి. OBE చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో this program educational objective based on this level. See, if you are observing, you are starting from the vision, mission, PEO, you are coming down from the top line. All these must be in line with each other. The intermediate level, if you take the intermediate level like PEO, say for example, the PEO must be in line with the mission of the institution as well as in line with the PO. PLO is nothing but PO, program learning outcome. Initial state lo usual PLO అనేవారు, now it is called PO, program outcome. So in line, రెండింటితో in line లో ఉండాలి కదా. PO అనే మిషన్ కి PLO ని లింక్ చేస్తూ ఉండాలి మీరు ప్రిపేర్ చేసేటప్పుడు. So anywhere POs are fixed for any program. Those will be framed by NBA in India. Every country have their own framework. Although we have permanent signatory member of Washington Accord, based on the Washington Accord, here the monitoring organization is NBA. Whether the OBE is being implemented properly or not in the country. That is actually the primary duty of NBA. The accreditation will be given to you based on OBE implementation only. Whatever you are showing the lots of tons of files to them, all leads to the OBE only. You are implementing OBE or not. Faculty know OBE or not? Students know the OBE or not? This is what they said during the 2.5 day visit, isn't it? So these are fixed. We cannot change them. Prepared by MBA, the minimum requirements for a graduate. Initially, they are called graduate attributes. I think you might gone through them. What are the minimum attributes for a graduate? For an engineering graduate, particularly. For an engineering graduate, what are the minimum attributes required? అంటే ఈ క్యాండిడేట్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ చదివాడు అని చెప్పాలి అంటే ఉండవలసిన మినిమం క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ అన్నమాట. అవి ఉంటేనే ఇంజనీర్ అని అనాలి. ఓకే, సో దోస్ విల్ బి డిసైడెడ్ బై MBA and those are fixed for any program. And coming down to the base level, course learning outcome or simply course outcome. So you might have now an idea when should we prepare course outcome. So what are the things to be taken into consideration while we are preparing course outcome? So while you are preparing the course outcome, see, below this level, still below this level, CO level, after preparation of the course outcome, then we will move on to the course preparation. And then actually OBE, based on the OBE, what we are supposed to do is, initially I started it there. What we are supposed to do is, at our level of framework at least, we should start preparing 5 to 6 course outcomes which are in line with all these levels. Vision, PEO and PO. You should prepare 5 to 6 course outcomes. After preparing the course outcomes, then you will go for content which is suitable for that course outcome. ఆల్రెడీ మనం చేసుకున్న దానికి రివర్స్ అండి ఇప్పుడు చెప్తాం. ముందు కోర్స్ కంటెంట్ పెట్టిన తర్వాత కోర్స్ అవుట్కమ్ ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాం. కోర్స్ అవుట్కమ్ ప్రిపేర్ చేసిన తర్వాత కంటెంట్ ప్రిపేర్ చేయాలి. And the level also, the level must also be decided during this preparation itself. While you are preparing the course outcome itself, you should decide. Here you means your board of studies, your department people, juniors, seniors, HODs, everybody sit together. You must finalize a taxonomical level at which you must deliver the lectures and assess the student also at that level. That once you prepare it, once you decide it, whether L3 or L4, whatever, further you cannot change. Once it's been approved by your BOS and academic council, that is final. If your course is maximum of L3 level, at L3 level, then you cannot assess a student beyond that. You can assess them on L1, L2 or L3 levels only. Maximum of L3 level only. If you want to change the level, because while you are after preparing this curriculum, below this we have curriculum. Course outcome below we have curriculum. Course. After 2 to 3 years, usually the student level will change. The cognitive level of the student will obviously change. then you can raise the level. Are you getting it? Of course, you must go through the entire procedure once again. Once again, you must sit together and you must reframe this course outcome in such a way that you can assess the student up to L4 or L5 level. If once you prepare the course outcome like that, obviously you need to change the content of the course, which must address the corresponding course outcome. Course content, course outcome address చేస్తూ ఉండాలి కంపల్సరీగా. కోర్స్ కంటెంట్ అవలాగా కోర్స్ అవుట్కమ్ అవలాగా ఉంటుంది. These are not in line with the OBE. Okay. So after modifying the content and course outcomes, again you will go for viewers, because that must be approved by the experts. After that, you will go for academic council approval. Once it is done, the syllabus is set to be revised according to the needs of the current generation students. This is usually the process of designing the course outcome. So at this level, the most critical thing is there, which must be incorporated very carefully before the preparation of the syllabus itself. That must be put in your hand. Okay. And coming to this teaching and learning process, I think you must go through this. I will brief it out as you go through the pedagogies already. See here, this is the first step in this teaching and learning process. Course syllabus, that is the continuation to this. Here, below the course outcome level, you have course preparation. So in continuation to this, that means now you have course syllabus with you. In continuation to that, pedagogies. See, in simple way, what are the various methods you are implementing to deliver the course, either in classroom or in laboratory or outside classroom? Actually, there are outside classroom activities in some of the universities. We are not being considering that right now. For example, if you take VIT, Vellore Institute of Technology. So they are being implemented outside activities also. That will be considered into course as well as credits also. The credits also being calculated. So for our system, we have only classrooms or laboratories, not outside systems. Outside activities are not allowed for us right now. Of course, there are some industrial tools or etc. are there for some of the courses. I don't know whether they have credits or not. They have credits, okay. Then it will be considered as outside activity. Okay. So in any kind of, whether inside the classroom or inside the laboratory or outside the institution, what kind of pedagogy methods are being implemented? Because the same topic will be delivered by two different persons in two different perspectives. Some might use a presentation, some might use an interactive mode. What kind of pedagogical methods are being implemented to deliver the course? So that plays very, very important role in the third level. The learning process will be decided by what pedagogies you are being used. Inside the classroom, what are the various methods you are implementing for a better delivery of your content. After this, how the student is being led. And finally, you have assessment. Assessment means collecting the data from the student. If you quantize this particular collected data, that will what you are calling marks or grades or result. You are quantifying it. First of all, you are collecting the data in various methods. As already I told you, you are following some limited number of assessment methods. Say assignments. Some people are giving assignments. Majority of the people are giving assignments in the form of questions. Some people are taking a step ahead and giving the various sets of questions to various people. For example, is 20 people out of 60 class, 20 people may have 3 to 4 questions like that. In fact, this is not assignment. Assignment meaning is not simply copying the content from a source, either textbook or online resource or notes or material. దాంట్లో సింప్లీ వైట్ పేపర్ మీద బుక్ లో డంప్ చేసి తీసుకొచ్చి మనకి ఇచ్చేస్తున్నారు. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. అసైన్మెంట్ మీన్స్ దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ అసైన్మెంట్ యాక్చువల్లీ. Assignment means you should go slightly out of the course, in line with your course. Remember that, not completely, slightly you should go out of the course, or at least an extension to the delivery. If you said up to one particular point you delivered a particular topic, you can ask them to prepare extension to that particular topic. So students supposed to go to the library and sit together, use all the possible resources, textbooks or online resources, whatever are available. Then they should prepare their own answer. In fact, these answers should also be different from person to person. That is what you are calling an assignment. Anyway, so the assessment methods, based on the available assessment methods, you will quantify the assessment and declare the results. So once the results has been declared, okay, once they declare the results, see, in continuation to this here, the course assessment will be completed. After that, program assessment will be completed, and that will be officially announced by authority. Whatever authority is there, university is there, so university will be officially declared. Even our results also being declared with the help, with the authority of the university only. One university nominee will be there during the meeting of results committee. This is a general process. So then, coming to this, after results, then will feedback come into effect. Because outcome-based education is completely focused on continuous improvement. Continuous improvement should be there. So continuous improvement undali ante you should close the loop. Loop closing ekkada vastunda? Feedback ante vastunda. ఒక పర్టికులర్ కోర్స్ లేదా పర్టికులర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రిజల్ట్ వచ్చింది. ప్రోగ్రామ్ రిజల్ట్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఒక కోర్స్ రిజల్ట్ ఒకలా ఉండొచ్చు. మీరు ఏమనుకుని ఇక్కడ స్టార్ట్ చేశారు? వాట్ ఈస్ ఎ బేసిక్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అయింది ఫ్రమ్ లెసన్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. Whether the result declared is in line with the vision or not. If it is not, there must be some gap. We need to identify those gaps. Where are those gaps? Those gaps will be somewhere here. In the assessment, are we able to assess the student properly? Assessment means including your question paper also. Whether the question paper is properly designed, that is what actually our course coordinators are doing. Before the examination, the course coordinators will go to the exam cell and they will sit there for 2 to 3 hours. And they will check the paper, level of the paper, whether it is being in line with our syllabus, in line with our course outcomes or not. If not, they will try to change or at least restructure the question with the permission of CEO and principals. Because all this is due to bring that deviation into the line. Okay, so that is assessment part. And if this is actually going good, still you are not getting results properly, that means the difference may be in these levels somewhere. Whether the students are listening properly, whether the students are gathering in the classroom at the right time or not. So many outcome limitations are there for this particular thing, learning process. And if this is also good enough, then there may be a problem in pedagogics. Pedagogics means what are various methods you are following to deliver the content in the classroom or laboratory. Somewhere there is gap. We need to identify any one or more than one of these gaps, and that will be reported to the course coordinator. Course coordinator will forward it to the higher authorities, and they will try to. This is what actually, after you calculate the course outcome attainments (COA), at the end, the course instructor supposed to give comments. Observe చేశారో లేదో తెలియదు నాకు. Excel sheet last లోని actually course instructor supposed to give comment regarding the attainment. Why this attainment is not up to the mark? What are the methods I followed? What may be modified by the next instructor? The course may be dealt by some other person in the next semester. So that particular instructor has to go through this CO attainment sheet. What are the pedagogical methods so far followed by the previous instructor? What are the difficulties he or she faced? What must be improved? What are the suggestions given by the previous instructor? What can I change in pedagogical methods? All these must be writtenly presented to the course coordinator in the beginning of the course delivery itself. The lesson starts చేసే ముందరే ఇదంతా చేయాలి. ప్రీవియస్ ఎవరు హ్యాండిల్ చేశారు, వాళ్ళు ఫేస్ చేసిన రియల్ టైం ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఏంటి, వాళ్ళకి వచ్చిన లిమిటేషన్స్ ఏంటి, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఈ పేపర్ హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తున్నామంటే మనం ఎలా మోడిఫై చేయగలము, ఈ అటైన్మెంట్ లెవెల్ని ఎంతవరకు ఇంప్రూవ్ చేయగలము, ఆల్ దీస్ షుడ్ బి recorded and submitted to the course coordinator or HOD in the beginning of the course delivery itself. Okay. So once you close the loop, closing the loop means feedback. After taking the feedback, okay, these are the problems encountered in somewhere or among these. At least one or two, or even all sometimes. There are gaps must be filled. That is what we call in closing the feedback loop. After closing the feedback loop, again we will start from here. If once you observe the improvement, continuous improvement is the philosophy of OBE. If once you observe the improvement, then you will look for further improvement. If once you reach the further improved state, you will reach at one point, you may not improve any further. Are you getting me? At one point, you will reach a point, further you cannot improve anymore. In such cases, the level will be adjusted. మీరు CO అటైన్మెంట్, PO అటైన్మెంట్స్ చేసిన వాళ్ళకి తెలుస్తున్నాను, నేను డైరెక్ట్గా లెవెల్ అంటే కొంతమంది తెలియకపోవచ్చు. I cannot go into that because that will take another 2-3 sessions. So L2 level, L1 level, L3 level, ఇలా లెవెల్స్ ఉంటాయి, అటైన్మెంట్ లెవెల్స్. L2 లెవెల్ పెట్టుకుని ఇప్పుడు ఇదంతా మనం చేసామనుకో, at one point all the courses will attain because you continuously improving yourself. So what next? All courses attainment levels to L2. Your target level is L2. Then what will you do? Immediately based on the program, course and the students where from you are getting admissions. That plays a very important role. Based on all these parameters, the level may be adjusted to some courses, not all courses. You cannot simply suddenly change the level of all the courses at once. Because if you change like that, some courses cannot be attained. Because all the courses are not like, you cannot put them all in one basket. Some may be difficult, some may include high level of mathematical analysis, some may involve high level of programming. In such cases, you cannot simply raise the level for all the courses. So some courses you may rephrase the level from L2 to L3. Then you will complete this entire process again, these three particularly. At one point, after completion of generally 3 to 5 years in university cycle, if you are an autonomous body, if you are in university, there is a different story. If you are an autonomous body right now under the JNUG, generally after completion of 3 years, whether you attain it or not, they tend to change the course structure. Reframing, that's what you are calling the regulation change. Now R26, actually still modified in 23. R23 is currently in active. So 3 years completed, 3 batches completed. So what does that mean? During the 3 batches period, we must check all these things. We must close the loop, thereby attaining the targeted level, so that we can move on to the next regulation. Of course, as we are partially autonomous, Partial autonomous means we do not have complete autonomy. We cannot prepare own curriculum by our own unless we are university. So we must abide by the rules of APSI and JNTU. So they will give again the guidelines. So again we need to start from here. Is it clear? Next. So you please read those things. Majority points have already been discussed so far. See, the first one, try to have a big picture of the objectives that is directly pointing vision, the big picture of the institution. And the second point is breaking the picture into smaller segments, breaking the larger picture. Larger picture means vision is the larger picture. It is being divided into mission statements. To reach the vision, what should we follow? Those are the mission statements. Based on those mission statements only, you should prepare course outcomes. The third one is most important. I highlighted some of the phrases. While you are preparing the course outcomes, you must remember these things. What extent the range of cognitive levels are fixed? Through create. Those must be fixed and accordingly you must prepare CO. After preparation of the CO only, you will prepare course content, syllabus. And the next one is not only fixing the cognitive level is sufficient. It is not the only one to be considered. For some courses, even if you fix the cognitive level, that may not be measurable. As already specified earlier, they should also be measurable. The CO should be measurable. You cannot ad hocly place a statement. Statement may be sound to be very great with higher level of cognitive levels and big English words. That doesn't mean it is a good CO. The CO must be measurable because you have so many limitations. What are the limitations? You have only 50 minutes of period. That is one limitation. You will have interaction with the student during the 50 minutes only. Per day, say for example. After today, you can meet your student tomorrow only. That is one limitation. And another one is assessment limitations. We have only limited number of assessments allowed in the institution. So, if once you prepare the CO, can it be assessed within the stipulated structure? There is a stipulated structure given for us. After completion of 2.5 units, we are announcing a mid-examination. This is the period. During this period, 2.5, for 2.5 units of syllabus, you have been given only 8 weeks. In 8 weeks, you and your student interaction is also limited by your timetable. By considering all these things, he should understand whether it is being measurable or not. So by estimating the possible time and assessment time, what are the methodologies you are going to implement in the classrooms? Considering all these parameters only, you can prepare CO. So CO statement is not just a statement randomly designed. Please do understand it. And this one, fourth one is class deliverables. Whether the topic is being deliverable within the stipulated period of time for the given students, and which kind of deliverable methods are being used, what kind of methodologies you are using. We are used to prepare a plan, course plan. In that there is a column. What are the methods you are allowing or following to deliver this particular content? If you see, majority of our course plans are filled with chalk and talk. Whether it is suitable or not for that content. After delivering, can the student learn it properly or not? That can only be assessed through the allowed assessment methods, official way. The unofficial methods are class tests. You cannot take class tests into consideration for the assessment of the student. You cannot grade them based on your class test, isn't it? Class test is only to estimate the student learning, whether they are learning it properly or not, so that you can correct yourself. Okay. And finally, align your plan, delivery, and assessment. Again, coming to the same point. All these things should be in line with each other. Your planning is one thing. You are giving in the beginning of the semester itself, you are giving a plan. I will deliver this content on this Saturday or this Monday or on this particular date. Whether it is being delivered accordingly or not. In majority cases, it is not. Check yourself. Check your course plans. Obviously, you will get it. And finally, after delivery, coming to assessment. So, the CO preparation and assessment will, in a nutshell, you can go through this. Just check those statements. So, one of the most famous formula known as ABCD formula. Audience, who is learning? For example, if we take undergraduate BTech, who is coming to learn? A +2 student. So based on +2 level, you can prepare a course and course outcome, everything else which are in line with all those things, lesson, etc., etc. You cannot prepare a course which is much beyond that for a student of +2 level. So those are called introductory courses. That is the reason why in the first year usually majority of the courses will be basic sciences and humanities. So they are just trying to bridge between the core and the intermediate level. So the next one is behavior. So this is can be decided with Bloom's taxonomical method. At what level the student can be attributed inside the classroom so that we can assess them accordingly. And see condition under what circumstances they are performing this either learning or assessment. Under what circumstances, that is depends on classroom environment. Classroom environment is not just Windows scans and ACs. How effectively an instructor is utilizing the classroom. Even moving inside the classroom also counts. Okay. So, how effectively the delivery is being given, under what conditions it is being given, that must also be plays a very important role. And finally, how well must they perform it? This is your expectation. That must be implemented by the student. You see, how effectively you may teach. You may have extraordinary teaching pedagogical skills, but the truth is, exam should be written by student only. మా ప్రొఫెసర్ ఒక ఆయన చెప్తుండ్రు, నీకు ఫిజిక్స్ న్యూటన్ వచ్చి చెప్పినా పరీక్షలుగా రాయాలి. So, this is the expectation of the instructor. But to reach your expectation, whether the pedagogical methods or the assessment methods are properly designed and delivered accordingly or not. If they are prepared and delivered accordingly, obviously they will reach your expected percentage. And coming to this one, this is one of the most commonly observables. What are the action verbs can be used, can be avoided while you are preparing question paper, that is framing the questions. So this is a very commonly observable things must be taken into consideration, because all these are framed after 4 MBA visits. I have seen 4 MBA visits till now. So 4 MBA visits తర్వాత ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ దగ్గర నుంచి తీసుకున్న ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ నుంచి ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తున్నాను. Never use understand. See, క్వశ్చన్ ప్రిపేర్ చేసినప్పుడు త్రూ అవుట్ దిస్ ఈ సెకండ్ హాఫ్ సెక్షన్ మొత్తంలో మీకు చెప్తున్నప్పుడు మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేశారు లేదు, ఇట్ షుడ్ బి మెజరబుల్ అంటున్నారు. మెజరబుల్ కాదు, మెజర్ చేయడానికి పాసిబిలిటీ లేదు అనే వర్బ్ యూజ్ చేయకండి. హౌ కెన్ యూ క్వాంటైజ్ or quantify or measure understanding of a student? So చాలా కామన్ గా మనం క్వశ్చన్ ఇస్తుంటాం కదా. అలాగే వీటిల్లోని ఏం యూజ్ చేస్తే బెటర్ ఎక్కువగా అనేది, if it is suitable for courses, try to select those action verbs and check once before you launch this verb into the question or CO, at what level the verb is located. That is most essential. Student may not feel it any difference. స్టూడెంట్ కి వెబ్స్ ఏమి పని లేదండి. కొంతమంది స్టూడెంట్స్ పూర్తిగా క్వశ్చన్ చదవరు. That is the first thing the instructor should instruct the student that spend at least 5 minutes on reading the question paper completely. ఒక కీవర్డ్ ఏదో కనిపించగానే ఆన్సర్ స్టార్ట్ చేసేస్తారు. దానికి ముందు నాట్ అనేది ఒకటి పెట్టారు అనుకోండి, వాట్ హ్యాపన్స్? ఆన్సర్ పోయినట్టే కదా. So please instruct your students that spend at least some minimum time to read the question completely, then try to answer. Of course, they need not to bother about all these verbs. This is the bothering of ourselves, at least for right now. This must be built into their activity also. They must also know all the sessions of the 6 days. Student also should know. I already specified in the previous session, from top to bottom. If you want to implement the outcome-based education, everybody should be in line with the system. So, student is one of the most important part of the system, so he must also know all these things. But right now, the system is not supporting that kind of practices. So please focus on these verbs and use effectively without losing the meaning of the question. ఏం చేస్తుంటారంటే కామన్ మిస్టేక్, వెర్బ్ తీసుకొచ్చి అక్కడ పెట్టాలని ఉద్దేశంతో ఆ వెర్బ్ తీసుకొచ్చి ముందర ప్రజెంట్ చేస్తారు. వెర్బ్ ఆ పర్టికులర్ వెర్బ్ ప్రొడ్యూస్, రివైజ్ ఇలాంటివి కావాలి అనుకుంటే తీసుకొచ్చి పెట్టేస్తే అది మొత్తం 6 లెవెల్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది క్వశ్చన్. వెర్బ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో L6 లెవెల్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోయింది జడ్జింగ్ పెట్టగానే, అది ఓకే. బట్ ఆ సెంటెన్స్ అసలు ఇంగ్లీష్ పరంగా మీనింగ్ ఏమైనా ఇస్తుందా లేదా, బేసిక్ ఇంగ్లీష్ సెంటెన్స్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఉందా లేదా అందులో, అది కూడా చూసుకోవాలి. ఇంకా లాంగ్వేజ్ ఇస్ మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్. Unless you communicate properly to the student, how he can answer? If he didn't answer properly, he cannot assess them properly. Then the entire cycle will be disturbed. So, please look into the preparation of the questions. What I am requesting you is take the previous question papers. Those are also filled with several gaps and mistakes. There are several reasons. I am not blaming anyone. Time constraint is one of the most important things, as we are all handling multitasking. It happens. But take the paper, previous paper, either mid paper or semester paper. Try to correct it by implementing all these 9 things. Do not try to change the level, because you cannot change the level of the question by yourself. As already told you, these are the levels will be decided by BOS and academic councils. All this you cannot simply change those levels, but the question level can be slightly modified. For example, if the question is given in the question paper with L3 level or L4 level, check for the upper level possibility in the syllabus. If your syllabus is supporting L4 level, then you can slightly modify the question within L3, L2 levels. Just for your practice, that's what I am telling you. Okay? So these are the checklist for designing of CO. in its concise and limited region. ప్రస్తుతానికి మనకున్న పాసిబిలిటీస్ని బట్టి ఉన్నదని చెప్తున్నాను. డిస్క్రీట్గా సిఓ ప్రిపరేషన్ ఇక్కడ చెప్తున్నాను. డిస్క్రీట్ అన్న సెన్స్ ఇక్కడ డిస్క్రీట్ ఎందుకు వాడతాం అంటే సిఓ ప్రిపరేషన్ అనేది ఒక సెపరేట్ థింగ్ కాదండి. ఆల్రెడీ మీరు ప్రీవియస్ స్లైడ్స్ లో చూసారు. ఇట్ ఈస్ లింక్డ్ విత్ సెవరల్ థింగ్స్ సిఓ ప్రిపరేషన్. బట్ సిఓ ప్రిపరేషన్ ఒక్కదాన్ని సెపరేట్ చేసి చూస్తే సంగతి ఎలా ఉంటుందో చెప్తున్నాను. స్టార్ట్ విత్ appropriate action verbs and then subject content and then level of achievement, condition of performance. ఇవి ఎప్పుడు వస్తాయి? లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ అచీవ్మెంట్ అండ్ కండిషన్ ఆఫ్ పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ అనేవి ఎప్పుడు వస్తాయి? అసెస్మెంట్ కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత వస్తుంది. ఆల్రెడీ ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ, ఆఫ్టర్ కంప్లీషన్ ఆఫ్ ది అసెస్మెంట్ you can rephrase the COs if they are not properly formulated. COs proper గా ఫార్ములేట్ చేసినట్టు మీకు అనిపించకపోతే కనుక you can rephrase with proper channel. CO ప్రిపరేషన్ మీరు ప్రైవేట్ గా చేసుకొని మీ దగ్గర CO ప్రిపరేషన్ పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. that is not being implemented unless it is being approved by academic council. ప్రైవేట్ గా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసి పెట్టుకోవడం, దట్ ఈస్ వన్ పార్ట్. బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ దట్ సిఓ అండ్ యు ఆర్ ట్రైయింగ్ టు ఎస్టిమేట్ ది అటైన్మెంట్ ఫర్ దట్ పర్టిక్యులర్ సిఓ, ఇట్ మస్ట్ బి అప్రూవ్డ్ ఇన్ ప్రాపర్ ఛానల్. సో దట్ కెన్ ఆల్సో బి డన్ విత్ ది హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ కోఆర్డినేటర్స్, HOD, ప్రిన్సిపల్. You can modify the CO statements if you feel that that is not properly formulated and that is not being properly assessed and that not being properly measured. అలా అనుకున్నట్టే కనుక ఇవన్నీ ఈ రెండు ఎఫెక్ట్ అక్కడ వస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో దీస్ ఆర్ జనరల్ స్టెప్స్ ఫర్ ప్రిపరేషన్. 8 అనేది చాలా పెద్ద నెంబర్ అనుకోండి, ఎందుకంటే సిఓ నంబర్ పెరుగుతున్న కొద్దీ సిఓ అటైన్మెంట్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ డిఫికల్ట్ పెరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. సిఓ అటైన్మెంట్ లెవెల్ మారిపోతే పిఓ అటైన్మెంట్ లెవెల్ కూడా మారిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. ఆల్ దీస్ ఆర్ ఇంటర్లింక్డ్. జనరల్ గా 3 to 8 అని చెప్తూ ఉంటారు. Focus on learner outputs rather than teaching inputs. What you are expecting from the student, because OBE is completely student centric. That's what PEO states. After completion of the graduation, how you want to see the student, the career accomplishment of the student, that must be taken into consideration. So while preparing the CO itself, and the most important part so far we discussed is whether the CO is able to test within the limits. Limits అంటే చెప్పుకున్నాం, టైం, అసెస్మెంట్ మెథడ్స్, విత్ ఇన్ దోస్ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ లో మనం ఆ సిఓని టెస్ట్ చేయగలమా లేదా, అసెస్ చేయగలమా లేదా. ఓకే, టేబుల్ మీకు ఆల్రెడీ బాగా తెలుసుంటే సిలబస్ చూస్తే మీకు సిలబస్ లో ఈ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ టేబుల్స్ ఉంటాయి మీ రెస్పెక్టివ్ కోర్సెస్ లో. ఇది ర్యాండమ్ గా తీసుకోండి. సో ఈ టోటల్ అసెస్మెంట్ టోటల్ ఎలా మీకు 100 వస్తుంది. అంటే లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ అసెసింగ్ చేంజ్ అవుతున్నారు. అసెస్మెంట్ 1 కి అసెస్మెంట్ 2 కి ఇలా కూడా చేయొచ్చు అసెస్మెంట్. అఫ్కోర్స్ కరెంట్లీ యు ఆర్ నాట్ డూయింగ్. మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, రిమెంబర్ 20% ఉంది అంటే సిలబస్ లో రిమెంబర్ 20% ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు డైనమిక్ కోర్సెస్ లో ఇది పాసిబుల్ అవుతుందండి. ప్రస్తుతానికి మన దగ్గర అయితే లేదు సిస్టమ్. రిమెంబర్ ఇలా ఒకటే ఉంటుంది, ఏదో ఒకటే ఉంటుంది ఫిక్స్డ్గా మీ కోర్సెస్ లో. ఓకే, ఎనీ క్వరీస్?